Hey, I'm Pepe, and welcome to Tau Coding. In this video series, we're going to talk about Flask, Dash, and other libraries that will help us with the web development in Python. Let's get started. So, welcome to this video in the Flask series. In previous sessions, we've learned about creating the basic Flask application, adding migrations for the database, adding logging and working with forms. In this one, though, we are going to integrate Flask with other of the libraries that I love, which is called Dash, right? So Dash is a great library for creating dashboards, right? For working with data and visualizations. And it's very cool. It's built on top of Dash, and yeah, they can integrate nicely. However, there is not a lot of documentation about how to integrate this. There is this awesome repository and an accompanying post by Oleg Komarov. It's on GitHub on Komarov/Dash on Flask. So I advise that you go there and take a look. It's awesome. I've taken some ideas from there, and there is an accompanying post as well. So check it out too. Cool. So what we will need to do is to start, as always, adding the dependencies that we'll need, the libraries that we'll need, right? So in this case, we'll need Dash, and we'll also need pandas, because for some plotly expressed Dash graphs, we need pandas as well. So we will do ppenv install Dash and pandas. Okay, so now that we have the libraries that we'll need, something that I like to do in this case is to separate a bit between Dash and Flask, right? So for the Dash application, I will create a new folder. Right? I'll call it, I don't know, Dash application maybe. Yeah, that was from before. Dash application, right? And I'll create an init.py for a file inside. So init.py. The reason for that is that this file will contain the whole Dash app, and will import the bits that we care about from the app.py that we have. So in this init.py is where we will have our Dash application. We don't really care about creating a Dash application right now, so I will create the basic one. So I'll copy paste from the open source Dash documentation. So let me paste that right here. That's cool. I can close it. Awesome. And now something that I want to do is, yeah, we don't really need some styles, and the application, I don't want to create it right here. Okay, so what I want to do instead, well, let me also fix that, because I don't really like to have this variable outside. So the figure will create it in line right here. That's awesome. Cool. So what we want to do is to create a function called something like create dash application that will receive a Flask application, and we'll do all the connection between these two libraries inside. So our Dash application will be Dash. We are already importing that, aren't we? Import Dash. Oh no. So dash.dash. And we'll add a couple of configurations here. First, we want to tell Dash that it needs to run inside the current Flask application, right? We can do that by saying the server for this Dash application will be our Flask app. So we want to also give it a name. Let's call it dashboard. I'm really bad at naming. Dashboard. There you go. And let's also give it a URL based path name. The URL based path name will be where does the dashboard where is going to the dashboard to be rendered in our application, right? In our case, let's make it in dash, for example. That's cool. So what we want to make after that is that we want to make this function return the dash application. So return dash app. That's so cool. So now if we run our application with flask run, even if we go to the /dash root, we wouldn't have anything. So localhost 5000, and if we go to /dash, there's nothing there, right? The reason for that is that we are not yet calling this function from the from our app, right? So let's do that as well. Let's start by importing from dash application. Let's import create dash application, and let's also initialize this dash application by calling the function. So create dash application with the app. Notice that the app here is our Flask application, and that's received as Flask app inside. So we are rendering our dash application inside the Flask application. So now if we reload, let me save that. Let me reload here. It says app is not defined. Let me see, why is that? App is not defined. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's because we added the layout then here, and we want to, yeah, let's order things a bit. You know, this is the bad parts of copy pasting. So this should be dash app, right? So we want to make the layout of our dash application this thingy. So we learn now. Cool, we have some visualization, and that's awesome. So our dash application is already integrated inside the Flask application, right? So we, in the same way that we can go to /login, we can go to /dash. That's cool. Let's add some new items to the menu, right? So let's add to the templates. Let's add at least link to the dashboard. So let's add a link to /dash to go there easily. Oh, there you go. So cool, we can go to the dashboard now. However, there's something very common, and that is that most of the times, or well, not most of the times, but there will be cases in which we want to protect the some roots, right? So in the same way that we can protect a root and make it only visible for logged users, right? We could make that very easily. So let's create app root and say that, for example, the root potato, we want to make the login required. So login required. So def potato, for example, and let's return potato. Cool. So now I'm logged in, so I can go to potato if I wanted. Cool. If I log out now, and I try to go to potato again, I cannot, right? It's unauthorized. That's how we protect roots with flask-login, adding this annotation, login required, and we can do the same thing for Flask, for Dash application. However, we don't have, so we cannot annotate anything, right? So in the same way that here we annotated the root itself as login required, in Dash we don't have a root that we can annotate. So we will need to do a bit of hacking there in order to make it possible. Let's start by deleting this root. Cool. And let's see what do we need to do in order to make protected dash views. So what we'll need to do is to programmatically go over all the different endpoints that exist in the Flask application, check which ones start with /dash, and for those we want to make them login required, right? So let's see how can we do that. What we'll do is iterate for each one of the view functions in dash app.server. This server right here is our Flask application. So view functions. Cool. So for each one of them, if this view function, which is a string, starts with dash app configuration and then this particular parameter here, right? So what we want to do is to set this view function to a view function with the login required. That we can do by doing this. View function equals login required of the same view function. Cool. So let's check that out. Let's check if this works. I've saved already. Let me reload the page. Okay, it's reloading. Starts with it starts with without the underscore? It may be. Oh, it looks like it is. Cool. So I'm not logged in. We can know that because it says hello world. So if I try to go to /dash now, cool, it says unauthorized. That's awesome. However, if I log in first, and now I try to go to the dashboard, I can see our dashboard. That's cool. So let me demonstrate once again. Log out. Go to the dashboard, doesn't work. And if I log in, it does work now. Right. So that's it for today's video. In the next one, we're going to learn how to deploy the application. And yeah, see you in the next one. Take care.